up? So, a few months ago, me and a group of friends went to Vegas to celebrate my best friend's birthday. We've been to Vegas a lot, but we've never went to celebrate an event before. It was just like a girls' trip or vacation. So she wanted to do it big this year, so we decided to go to Vegas for 4 days. Earlier this year, I had went to take my daughter for her birthday with some of her friends, and we did a few different things. But this time when we went in August, we actually rented a car, and so we were able to do a lot of things off strip. Um, so while in March we did have a good time, we did actually take an Uber to see to go to the escape room at 1 and 2, which was really fun. If you're looking for something to do for Halloween, I would highly recommend going to those two escape rooms. But this time we were able to go to Fremont Street, go to restaurants that weren't on the strip, and a lot of things like that. So it made it a lot better. In March when I went, we stayed at Excalibur because she was having a Game of Thrones party. I will say that all the things that you read about Excalibur are just not true. It's not lavish and luxurious, but it does the trick for about 3 days. If I were going there for to Vegas to go to a concert or a game, a sports game, I would definitely stay there. My room was comped. The resort fee is not as expensive as it is at other MGM properties, and I found it to be adequate for like a regular 2 or 3 star hotel. It's also in a pretty decent location where you can get on the tram and visit Luxor or Mandalay Bay or Delano. So to me it was worth it, the amount that I paid for the resort fee. And it actually is pretty cool inside if you like castle themes. But anyway, so for my friend's birthday trip, we wanted her to have a good time the first night that they were there. I didn't come in until Thursday evening, and that's the day that I had booked the party bus for them. So I didn't get to experience that. But they said that it was fun. The driver was all involved. He was dancing with them. He took them all up and down the strip wherever they wanted to go. So if you are interested in something like that for a birthday party or a bachelor or bachelorette party, I'm going to put the link to the tour operator that I booked in the comments, and you can book that if that's something that you're thinking of doing when you go to Vegas. So as I said, I didn't get there until Thursday evening, and it was really late. And because I didn't check in on the app when I got there, I was given a really bad room with a view of a rooftop and a little tiny sliver. I could see New York, New York, I think it was. But I was so tired, I didn't bother to complain about it. I forgot to take a video of the room when I first got there. So when you check out the video of the MGM Grand room review, if it looks like it's been slept in, it's because it has. I'm sorry, but when I got there, I was exhausted, and I still had to shower, change, and go meet up with them after having worked that day. So excuse me if that first day I was out of it. This time, I was only comped Thursday and Sunday, which meant that I had to pay a discounted room rate for Friday and Saturday. But with the two comp days, it actually made it pretty decent. There was a $51.02 resort fee per day, as well as a $100 deposit for incidentals, and that was charged daily. So keep all that in mind if you're going to book the MGM Grand. I do want to let you know that if you stay tuned to the end of the video, I'm going to show you how you can download an app and just simply play a game and earn comp days, discounted room rates, BOGO drink rewards, as well as BOGO buffet and free play, even if you have never stayed at an MGM resort before, just by playing a game on your phone. So stay all the way to the end so you can learn how to do that. But again, because I arrived so late, I was assigned a room on the 9th floor. I was in 9133. This was a Grand King room, and it was in the Royal Tower. So this room was a pretty standard room. It had a lot of space in it. There were 2 chairs making up a little sitting area. Some of these rooms will have a love seat type sofa by the big picture window. This one did not. It had the 2 chairs with the lamp. I did like the bed. It was actually very comfortable. The desk was a nice touch. It allowed me to do some work. I liked the big mirror that was over the desk. The TV was pretty big. It had a good selection of channels if you wanted to watch television. There were 2 nightstands. There's a safe in the drawer of one of your nightstands. So if you can't find your safe, that's where it is. The bathroom was also very big. It had the tub shower combo. It had some really dated decor, but it was adequate. So as I said earlier, this trip we rented a vehicle. So we got a 8-person Escalade, and that allowed us to be able to venture out more than we usually do. And because my friend's boyfriend is a military veteran, he and her sister, they were able to get bumped up to Pearl status with MGM. So when you are Pearl status, you don't pay for parking at any of the MGM properties. So keep that in mind if you or someone that's going with you is a military veteran, and take advantage of that perk. Now, after I got there, Harrison showered and joined them in the lobby, everybody was hungry, and so we decided to go to this rooftop bar restaurant called Brewdog. Brewdog is a really cool rooftop bar on the top of Showcase Mall. It's near MGM Grand and across the street from Park MGM. Unfortunately, the kitchen closed at 11 p.m., so we didn't make it in time to eat there, but we decided to stay a little while to listen to some reggae music. After we left there, we decided to go to Shake Shack to eat because they stay open late, and then we head back to our rooms. The next morning, we had space reserved at the MGM Grand Pool Complex. So we decided to spend the afternoon there eating and having drinks and occasionally going around in the lazy river. Note of advice, if you don't bring your own tube, their tubes are going to cost you $25. They also charge a $10 fee to put air in your own tubes that you bring from home, so keep that in mind. I had brought my own, and one of the guys with us offered to blow it up for me so that, we could share, and so that worked out. I brought my own inflator, but all the outlets, of course, were all locked up. The food and drinks I found to be reasonably priced for Vegas. We had a sweet waitress. She took really good care of us all afternoon. But I will tell you to be sure to reserve your cabana or your lounge chairs early in order to get the best prices. One lounger near the river at the last minute can cost you up to $80 for the day. The cabanas were $2,500. So now, after our really fun pool day, we all headed up to our rooms so that we could change and head out to the restaurant for her birthday dinner. I reserved a table for us at Gaucho. It's a Brazilian restaurant on the strip. It's across from Bellagio, I think. And they did a phenomenal job with our group of 8. They got us in and out really quick. We had great service, great drink bar service. They even let me bring them the cake that afternoon and keep it in their fridge so that we wouldn't have to have cake that was half melted. And they kept it cold for us up until our reservation, which was at 8 o'clock. So that was really nice of them. And they did not charge us a cake cutting fee. When we were in Vegas in March for my daughter's birthday, we took a cake to one of the MGM resort establishments, and they took the cake from us and told us that there was going to be a $60 charge for plating this cake and serving it to us, even though I had brought silverware, plates, and didn't have any issue cutting my own cake. They insisted that they had to do it and that there was a cake cutting fee for doing that service. So luckily, Gaucho did not charge that. And so be sure that when you're going to these different restaurants for celebrations and you're bringing your own cake, that you ask that up front, because that was twice that we've been told that. And that must be a new thing, because a few years ago we had a cake, it wasn't for a birthday, and there was no charge for that in that particular lounge. So just keep that in mind. After dinner, we made our way back to MGM Grand and went to Hakkasan Nightclub. One of the guests that was with us, he was able to get us on the guest list. And fortunately for us, it was ladies' night. They had free drinks for women up until midnight. And by being on the list, we didn't have to wait that long in line. We did have to get 2 stamps and a wristband before we were finally able to get inside. And once inside, we found out that the free drinks only included, well, vodka, tequila, or gin. But it was free, so. And to our surprise, Little John happened to have been the DJ that night, so that made it a really fun evening. And after the open bar for ladies' night ended, our drink tab was astronomical, but hey, you're in Vegas, so it is what it is. So outside of Hakkasan Club, there's a little circular bar called Centrifuge. And when we walked by, they were playing some really good reggae music, so we decided to stop in there and get some bottled waters to hydrate. We had a few drinks, but the DJ, he was on point, so we ended up staying there and riding that out for the rest of the night until we couldn't drink anymore, and then we went back to our rooms. Saturday morning, those of us that did not wake up with a hangover decided to go to breakfast and then the Fremont Street experience. I opted out since we did have show tickets to MJ Live that night, and I decided to just stay in my room and do some work. But as you can tell, they seemed like they were having a really good time without me, so I didn't get to experience the Fremont Street experience this time, but it's okay, I'll hit it up on my next trip. MJ Live was not really that great compared to Michael Jackson 1 by Cirque du Soleil, but it had open seats available, and it wasn't bad for the price. We decided to just make the most of it. We had a really good time dancing and singing along with all of the songs. If you are a Michael Jackson fan, or if you're just someone that remembers the Thriller era fondly, you're going to enjoy the show. The lead singer is funny. He has a really great voice, but his supporting cast just isn't at the same level as him. They do have a bar and they sell small bites before the show, and you can even get your picture taken with Michael after you see the show if you want. We chose P.F. Chang's for dinner that evening, and it was what you would expect from a P.F. Chang's. The drinks were delicious, the food was good, and they even had a fixed menu for lunch and dinner where everyone can share appetizers and entrees and come under $30 per person, which is awesome for Vegas. My personal favorite off the menu was the Asian pear mojito, the coconut mojito, as well as the Rising Dragon drink. Now, Sunday was an airport day for some of those that were going back home. The rest of us, we were treated to a real, authentic Caribbean restaurant that was off the strip. We went to a place called Jerk That, and I had the best lamb chops I have ever had in my life. They had jerk chicken, jerk lamb chops, oxtails. They had Caribbean beers, as well as a drink called champagne cola. I hadn't had one before, but now that I have, I'm going to be looking for that in any of the international sections in the grocery store. If I have to go to World Market, I will go to World Market and get it, but it was fantastic. The food was delicious. The chef came out and introduced himself to us, said he was the only one that worked the kitchen, so that's why it took a while, but believe me, it was worth it. So after that, we were kind of on the fence about which show we wanted to see that night. You don't really have your choice when you're wanting to go see a show that same night as far as open seats. But we looked on the MGM website and we saw that there were some tickets for at Bellagio that evening. They were about $200, which is a little steep, but I have always wanted to see that show. I've seen a lot of the other Cirque du Soleil shows, but I had not seen yet, and I love water, and so at the end of the day, I figured, okay, it's going to be worth it. And it was. That show is phenomenal. They do not let you film while you're in there, and there are ushers going up and down, making sure no one has cameras out. But at the end, they tell you that is the one and only photo opportunity. So I was able to get one shot of all the actors and acrobats and dancers on the stage, but that was about it. Now, inside the Bellagio Hotel where the show is taking place, you will notice that Bellagio Hotel is a beautiful resort hotel. There are so many things to see just in walking in the halls in the lobby area. There is a beautiful conservatory that you have to check out. They change the scenery in there at different times of the year, depending on the season or if it's a holiday. And you can go in there and take pictures and video to your heart's content. It is so gorgeous in there. So I know everyone knows about the fountains outside, and those are jaw-dropping experiences also, but don't sleep on the inside of Bellagio. Go in there, walk around, check it out, take some pictures, because it truly is beautiful in there. For dinner that night, we tried to stop in Hot and Juicy Crawfish for some Cajun food, but they were closing, so we settled on Buffalo Wild Wings and got some quickies and drinks before heading back to MGM Grand. Now, for me, I had a really early flight for Monday morning because I had to work Monday. So I had to be at the airport at like 4 a.m. So we walked a little bit, and then we made our way back to MGM Grand and played in the casino a little bit, and then I went up to my room to pack. I thought I was going to get a nap in, but I realized that if I laid down, I was not going to get up and be ready for the airport at 4. So I just stayed up and got to the airport and slept a little bit on the flight back. Now, in the beginning of the video, I mentioned how I was going to tell you how you can score free comps, free play, BOGO buffet rewards, BOGO drink rewards, simply by downloading an app. So what you're going to do, first you're going to go online and sign up for an MGM Rewards account. You're going to go to mgmresorts.com and register to get an account. Then you will be an MGM Rewards member. Now, once you have all that out of the way, you're going to go to your app store, whether you have an Android or iPhone. Go wherever you get your apps and download the MyVegas app. Now, you want to be sure to connect it to your Facebook account or your iCloud account or Google account so that you can save your progress just in case. Now, as you play these games that are simulations of casino games, you're going to earn coins that can be redeemed for stuff at different categories. Now, the more you play, the more you're going to earn. Most of these perks you cannot redeem without being an MLife member. So this is why you need to create the account on MGM Rewards. You want to be sure to check the fine print on the items that you wish to redeem, because everything, trust me, has restrictions. And it's like pulling teeth to actually get to use the rewards. But once you get the hang of it, it's going to get easier. Only one of each reward can be redeemed at a time. So if it shows that you've already purchased this before, it's not going to let you get like 2 BOGO drink rewards. If you see a category or item that says sold out, check it again the next day or the next week, because it's possible that it's going to show back up. Now, don't redeem your rewards too early before your trip. They're only valid for 60 days from the time that you buy it or redeem it, and then the actual time that you use it. So do it when you're within the 60-day window of your trip. Keep in mind that if you do redeem something and then you change your mind later, you can return it, and then your coins are going to go right back into your bank, and so then you'll be able to turn around and buy something else that you wanted to get or redeem. I keep saying buy, but you're redeeming it. Now here's a pro tip. Even though the free play rewards say in the restrictions that you cannot combine it with any other MGM offers, we had comped rooms, all of us. And my friend that was having a birthday, she was able to redeem her free play that she had bought or redeemed, whatever. For $100, she was able to get 2 of those because she had enough points to do it twice. So when we went to the players' cage or cashier's cage, they gave her $100 one day, they gave her the $100 another day, and then they threw on a $25 free play because it was her birthday. So they didn't even check that she was in a room on a comp. They just wanted to make sure that she was a guest staying at the hotel. But I don't think they had a way to see how you paid or how much you paid or what offer you had on your room. And so therefore you can combine the free play offer with a comped room if you were staying there on a comp. Now, I will tell you that I don't particularly like playing the fake casino games that are on MyVegas. So because of that, I only earned $10 in free play. I did get the BOGO drink at the lobby bar. And I think and one in our party got the BOGO buffet. But don't buy the MGM Grand buffet. They said it was horrible. I like the buffet at Wicked Spoon, but even though MGM now owns the Cosmopolitan, there are no rewards for Wicked Spoon's buffet. But I'm gonna hope that in the future that they do add that, because that buffet was phenomenal. But if you think about it, if to earn free food like appetizers and food and beverage credits at certain restaurants, all you got to do is just pull out your phone and play a game on the app for a little while. I mean, it's for some people it's worth it. For my friend, it's really worth it because she plays it all the time, and that's how she was able to get as many coins as she did and be able to redeem all the stuff that she did. But I don't find it as fun as some of the games that I play on quick hit slots and jackpot party. So even though I don't earn anything for playing casino games on those, they look and they act, they're just like the games that are in casinos. And so it makes it for more fun for me. But, whatever you're into, if winning free food and drinks and comped rooms and discounted rooms is worth you suffering playing a boring game, go for it, because it does pay off, and it doesn't take a long time to rack up the amount of points that you need. We start playing about 30 to 60 days out, and she earned all that in that time. So go for it. So on an end note, I will say I cannot stress enough, please read the fine print on the offers before you redeem them. Any MGM desk other than the check-in desk, they can tell you where you need to go to have it loaded onto your MGM Players card. But start first at the Players Club desk. Some of the rewards, like the buffet, it'll tell you that to redeem, just go right to the venue and it'll have a code and you can redeem it at that venue. Just watch out for the blackout dates and the restricted dates. Like, for example, the Tap Sports Bar, they have a reward there, but that food credit can only be used on certain days of the week. And it's definitely not Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So just before you redeem offers, go and read the restrictions in the fine print. Okay, so to wrap things up. Each time I go to Vegas, I want to try to experience new things so it doesn't get stale for me. I did really enjoy my time at MGM Grand Resort. Other than the room itself, everything else was really fun. They have a lively pool scene. There is Wet Republic there for those of you that want a more party vibe at the pool. You really don't ever have to leave the resort if you want to go to Vegas but not do a lot of activities other than just walking the strip, because everything that you could want is on this property. There are several places to eat, whether you want casual dining or really fine dining. There is a real trendy nightclub called Hakkasan right there in MGM Grand, as well as several lounges that are pretty cool and make great cocktails, drinks. Even being at Sapphire level, when you first sign up for an MGM reward account, after you go to Vegas once and go to MGM properties, you're going to start receiving certain offers for discounted rooms or comped rooms. Not until you get on the higher levels are you going to get the ones that you can get a room comped any day of the week. So at the beginning, it's going to more likely be a Sunday through a Thursday. But hey, that's when I normally travel to Vegas anyway, so it works for me. Okay, now so I'm going to tell you about something I'm really, really excited about. After this Vegas series, after I finish working on all the videos for that, I'm going to start working on my PADI scuba certification so that I can do dives on my next trip back to Cozumel in a couple of months. I am going to finally finish the certification. I just don't want to do it here in Austin because a lot of the places are going to take you to Lake Travis to do your final, and I don't want to scuba in Lake Travis. So you can actually do your final test in the place that you plan on doing your dives at. And so I'm going to finish the certification in Cozumel, and then I'm going to go on 2 dives to around Paradise Reef, and I'm so excited about that. I'm going to film the whole process from start to finish. So come along as I navigate that whole process, and be sure to check out the video of my very first dive. But until my next adventure, take care, people. Good night.